Welcome to the Live Wide Open podcast. I'm your host, Randy B. Ramirez, the high performance mentor, and I'm here to lead you to become the best version of yourself. This show raises the bar for all the motorsport enthusiasts. Holding it wide open, it's just what we do. Being a good person is who we are, and living our lives to the fullest is the lifestyle that we choose. Yo, Prison Break 2026, longest stoppie winner, right here, dog. And guess what? Nobody saw that shit coming. Nobody. But I did. I did. And I say that because there was every late night that I practiced, dog. Every sketchy run. Every run it back again. Every no, cleaner. No, longer. No, stronger. No, you got this shit. Every fucking run that I did literally built the man who showed up on Saturday. And so let me talk to the man real quick who's been working in silence. Because my brother, if this is you, then this episode is made straight for you. You see, it's in the quiet reps that you do when you're working in silence that build you up the most. And I am convinced by that. And this weekend was proof, dog. When you train alone, when you build your business after work hours, when you're fixing your marriage quietly, when you're getting your body like back without fucking posting it for the clout or for anything else. You see, those days, those sessions, those moments, I should say, that you go and you do it with nobody else is watching you. Those are the moments that are building yourself up the most so that you can go represent in public. You see, nobody sees that shit until they do. And that is the whole point of this message. Like, brother, I'm taking a deep breath because it's wild. Like, I visualized this. I prepared for it. I fucking told my wife. I told the closest people to me what I had planned to do. And everybody's like, all right, go get to work. And I did. I barely posted that I was getting to work. I barely shared that I was working on my stoppies. As a matter of fact, I didn't even want to share it on my own story. And I asked my girl, I was like, yo, babe, post this shit on your story and tag me so I could just, give a little insight of what I've been training on. But I was really quiet about it. And as a matter of fact, I didn't even practice as much as I did, but because I had been intentionally practicing and because I have been intentionally growing and because I have become who the fuck I am today, my brother, that's what it took. Like, of course I had runs where I almost looped. Of course I had sessions where nothing was clicking and I was fucking trying to bring it up on that stoppie and I was like, holy shit, going sideways, not fucking rocking that line. When doubt creeped in, when like things weren't just right, when I fucking changed my front brake lever like just a week or two before the competition, and that was the biggest game changer for it all. That's when things got put together. It's in the silent moments that you do, those reps that you put in when you just wanted to give up, when you were smoked, when you were tired, when you were just fucking no more strength left in you, but yet you went and ran it back. Those are the moments that build the man who showed up on Saturday that nobody saw coming. Because there was no perfect road, there was no perfect setup, there was no perfect moment, there was just fucking reps that I had done, not only physically, but mentally. Visualizing it, making it happen. That is what built me to show up that day on Saturday and make it happen when nobody saw it coming. Straight up. It was event day. I was calm. I was certain. Dog, I had showed up with some different posture in myself. Things were going crazy. Motorcycles everywhere. That lane was like packed, jam-packed. And I started getting people together. I was like, yo, you roll stoppies? All right, let's fucking shut this lane down. Let's make this shit happen. And everybody at the beginning was like, oh, I don't know. But I was like, yo, I just need to know if I can count on you. I'm going to gather a group together. And when we shut this road down, I just want to know that you're going to be there. And everyone said yes. And so I grabbed the pack. I grabbed the homies. I grabbed the friends. And everyone started blocking things off. Everyone started setting up the lane. And I remember like I was still there with the tape measure. Everybody started showing up with their motorcycles to the stopping lane. And I was like, oh shit, I gotta go get my bike. I gotta go get my helmet. And I started walking fast. And then I remembered and I was like, slow down, dog. Take a deep breath. You practice for this shit. This is what you've been training for. This is what they didn't see coming. And so I was walking back to my motorcycle. Calm, collective, And I remember putting on my helmet. I remember about to take off. I stopped. I said a prayer. And I locked in. And dog, and that right there is not hype. That right there is paid confidence. That right there is what built the man who showed up and fucking took the win home. You see, you don't win on event day. And that's the mistake that most people think. You're gonna go and win on the event day. And yes, that is the day that you technically get your trophy, but you don't win that day. You win on the days behind the scene that nobody sees that you're going to put into work. The event day is just a reveal, not the transformation, my brother. The transformation happened in the empty lots. The transformation happened the late nights. The transformation happened in the failed attempts. The transformation happened in the doubt, in me not knowing if I could go farther, if I could push harder, if I could roll farther. That is when the transformation happened. When me putting in the work when nobody was watching. When me putting in the work when I didn't want to go do it. When me putting in the work despite me not feeling it. You see, you don't build a stunt rider at the event, my brother. You show up as the man you have already became and show up as him. And the same thing is, it applies to your life, dog. That business deal, the body transformation, the leadership respect, the things that you're changing in your marriage, the how you show up as the man, that shit is already decided in private, my brother. See, you don't rise when the spotlight hits. You rise when nobody is watching. You rise when you decide to go put in the work despite nobody seeing it. The days that you have more self-doubt, the days that you don't want to do it, the days that you have the biggest doubt and you still show up, that is when you are building yourself up the most. It's not an event day. On event day, you go execute on the things that you've been practicing in private. You see, the confidence is paid for. It's not hyped up. And that is the difference. That's how I showed up. That is what I can give you from my experience from winning this event that nobody saw me coming. The energy was just hit different. I was calm. I was certain. I was grounded. Why? Because I paid for this shit. And I didn't go and hand out money like paying for it. I mean, hand out like I fucking trained for this shit. Like I kept the word to my training. I stayed consistent with my diet. I showed up for my wife nonstop. I handled business daily. I still made things happen. And guess what? Then I went to go train. And because I was showing up for myself and hitting all my non-negotiables, and then I go to train, and then I go make this happen. Those are the moments that build me up to be prepared to when I showed up for the win this competition. And that right there, when you show up like that, dog, you walk different. And not with arrogance, you walk with this fucking earned ass certainty because you've been showing up when nobody else saw you. You've been putting in the work when nobody else knew. And that's how I was able to get there and roll the longest fucking stoppies that nobody saw coming, dog. That right there is real confidence. That confidence is the receipt for the work that I did in private. And guess what? And I'm not gonna like boast about it and be like, oh yeah, but the guy who holds the Guinness World Record for the longest stoppies was there. And he was on competing too. And not to say that I can roll longer for him, not yet. But I must have caught him on a bad day because I rolled that guy. That guy never saw it coming. And so that right there is proof that when you do the work in private, you go work on yourself, you go build yourself up, and then you show up ready. Things become different. You see, it's not about chasing the attention, my brother. It's about chasing the growth, right? Like, this is the identity shift that I want you to walk away with, dog. Like, when you're chasing the clips, the validation, the clout, the recognition, the likes, dog, you are stuck on that shit, literally. But when you chase the cleaner technique, when you chase the more control, when you chase the more discipline, when you chase the proving to yourself and only you that you have what it takes, that is when you become the dangerous man. That is when you become certain. That is when you become a fucking true wide open warrior because you know that you've been putting in the reps when nobody was watching. You were doing in silence, the work that most people want to go and post and clout and get likes all about, but they don't get it. It's not about that. It's about creating the man who will show up ready. The man posting motivation versus the man actually living it. Those two big difference. Huge fucking differences. You see, the moment that you stop trying to be seen, my brother, and the moment that you start trying to be better, Doc, you become undeniable. You become this fucking built-ass warrior because you've been showing up for yourself day after day after day. And so this stoppie competition that I won is dope. And don't get me wrong, I'm gonna fucking frame this plaque. I'm gonna put it up on my wall, and I'm gonna take this shit with me forever. That shit was meaningful, super meaningful. But guess what? The man that I became in order to go win that, that is what means more to me. That is what proves more to me. That is what gets me more hype. That is what gives me more energy, stamina, charisma, fucking confidence to go and get better, continue getting better. And what proves that what you do in silence, you go get rewarded for in public, it just fucking hits different, dog. So my question for you as we wrap up this episode is, where in your life are you waiting to be noticed instead of becoming undeniable? Straight up. And my challenge for you is to fucking disappear for at least 100 days. No announcements, just you. Focusing on the daily reps, focusing on the promises that you're keeping to yourself, focusing on the silent upgrades, focusing on becoming the man who becomes undeniably, not because he said it, but because how he shows up, but because of what he does, and because who he is. That right there is how you show up different. That right there is how you build that man. That right there is how you transform into a fucking wide open warrior. You see, winning in public feels incredible, dog. It's straight up. It really is. And I took that home. Nobody saw it coming. All the OG stunners, all everybody was like, yo, who the fuck is this guy that came out and won this shit? It feels incredible. It really did. But what hits different, dog, is when you know how much you built yourself in private, when you know how much you went to battle with yourself in private, that is where it all happens. So let this episode be proof that the work works, brother. So go make it happen. Go believe in yourself. Go put in the work when nobody's watching, and then go experience the results that happen. Just letting that one sit in, dog. Longest stoppie winner. Prison Break 2026. I'm coming. I'm coming. Yo, I'm driving the checkered flag deep into the ground, claiming victory for every single wide open warrior that's out there. My brother, this is your wake-up call. Break the chains, step out of the average, and become that badass motherfucker that you were born to be. This Live Wide Open movement isn't just a podcast. This is a mission that God has stamped in my heart, and helping you rise is the purpose I live for. So lock this shit in and hit that subscribe button so you never miss another episode. And yo, today's message, it lit that fire in your chest, my brother, then don't you dare keep this shit to yourself. Fuel another brother. Send this to another motorhead. Send this to another gearhead. Send this to another warrior who's hungry for more. Because the truth of the matter is that building a better life for your family is non-negotiable. You got people who are depending on you. You've got a legacy to create. And those excuses that keep popping up into your mind, my brother, they'll never feed the fucking table. That's why it's time to get up. That's why it's time to lock in. That's why it's time to get to fucking work, dog. This is your moment. This is your mission. This is your movement. And Wide Open is the fucking way. Let's go.